So to wrap things up, we can talk about the Crown Jewel event going down this Saturday, 1 p.m. start time. So it's one of those Saturdays for me. We got the big Ohio State, Penn State game at noon, and this at 1 p.m. So y'all know where I'll be couch locked. So start things off, like I said a few weeks ago with Hell in a Cell. I haven't been paying too close attention to the product, honestly. Like in terms of 8 p.m. Monday Night Raw, that's what I'm watching. Friday, SmackDown, that's what I'm watching. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. I've been paying attention more on Facebook and Instagram, if anything. I do want to shout out Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They've been on the independent scene for a long time. They've been in TNA for a long time. They finally made the jump to the big mainstream, the big stage of WWE, and they got the tag team titles. Only their third match. They had the second match minutes before the third match, and they won the tag team titles. So congratulations to those guys. I've been seeing they grind for years. As much as I talk about AJ Styles as my introduction to TNA, I'll be crazy not to mention Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley because, like I said, back in the day, it's crazy. That's 20 years ago now. 2004, my 6th grade year. Like I say all the time, I used to record TNA Impact because I'm in the South, so we had Fox Sports South that'll show TNA, I want to say at 3 o'clock on Fridays, but of course, I was coming home from school, so I would miss it live. So I had the VHS tape and record the 30-minute episodes of TNA Impact. I did that for like 4 or 5 months. Kid you not. I had VHS tapes, nothing but TNA Impact episodes. And one of the first matches I remember was Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles teaming up to wrestle Abyss and Alex Shelley. That one, Abyss and Alex Shelley was a tag team, and Chris Sabin was always known as the X Division guy, which was their version of the Cruiserweight division. So I've been seeing these guys grind for a long time, and it's dope to see them make that jump and get the belts put on them. It's clear what Triple H's goal is when he signed wrestlers from other promotions. We're just going to put the belt on you. We saw it with Ethan Page and NXT with Shawn Michaels. We're seeing it here, and that seems to be the goal, and that's not a bad selling point for future wrestlers when their contracts are up and he want to negotiate. But at the same time, if I'm a Street Profit, if I'm a DIY, whatever the case, different tag teams, I will feel away because it's like, damn, Street Profits, y'all, they've been in the midst for a minute now. We thought they was going to break up. DIY, they known to break up here and there, so I wouldn't be surprised if that leads to Ciampa and Gargano match again because that's just what they do when they lose the belts. When they lose opportunities, I'll say, to win the belts. But shout out to Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns. Also, I've been keeping up with everything Bloodline related, of course. Roman Reigns, the new Bloodline led by Solo, the Usos reuniting as well. I'm guessing that's going to lead to something at War Games, but we saw that coming a mile away. And everything else on this card, let's talk about the card in general. Crown Jewel always just struck me as a money grab. We're going to give you the safe matches. Nothing crazy is going to happen. Nothing that's going to change storylines or nothing like that. But in the past few years, it seemed like they had talks of like, okay, we get it. We're going to give y'all a great show. We're going to give y'all what y'all want. But at least give us 2 matches to have it still like, okay, this is not just a random match put together. Now, not to jump ahead, but the whole champion versus champion in the men and women's, I don't agree with because that always struck me as, okay, you're saying this champion is more superior than that champion. You're saying this show is more superior than that show. And who knows which way they go with both of the matches, but that's just one thing I never really agreed with. They got the new belt, the Crown Jewel belt, but I never agree with the champion versus champion when it comes to 2 different brands. I never really liked that. I don't know why. Even when NXT did the whole takeover thing with Survivor Series a few years ago, I was like, okay, I get it. You want to build up NXT because they had the whole situation where the plane and all that. The way all that came about, I get it, but I just never liked the brand versus brand. Let's be doing like a Royal Rumble or something like that, but I don't know. That's just me. But let's talk about this card, though. First match, we got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This feud has been building for the past month or so. We had the Kevin Owens. He turned on Cody Rhodes. I want to say after Hell in a Cell event, if I'm not mistaken, backstage on a quote-unquote fan phone recording. Do with that information as you will. But that led to Kevin Owens and Randy Orton getting into a situation, and something similar happened to Randy Orton. And what had me scratching my head about this match, so Randy Orton, he been asking, yo, I want to face Kevin Owens with the whoop. And they've been denying it. Triple H denied it. Nick Aldis been denying it. So then Triple H comes out on SmackDown, because I did catch SmackDown this past Friday. He comes out and tells Randy Orton, hey, man, Kevin Owens, he's not the same guy. He's dangerous, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, fam, you talking to Randy Orton. One, your protege. Y'all was in Evolution together. And two, the guy who was with you in the Authority. And three, we just know how Randy Orton has been his whole career. He's been the Legend Killer. He's been the Viper. He was the bald-headed Randy Orton in 2009. Like, it's clips of Randy Orton being one of the biggest heels in wrestling history. Probably behind Triple H is Randy Orton. And I'm just saying that strictly because Randy Orton is Triple H's protege. But Randy Orton has an argument, a valid argument, as top 3, maybe top 2 heels ever. The only difference is Randy Orton, he'll be face. Of course, this later part of his career, he's been a face. But when Randy Orton was a heel, he was a heel. So I didn't understand. I'm like, you telling me Kevin Owens, Randy Orton should be afraid of Kevin Owens? And I get it. Back injury. He's not the same Randy Orton as a few years ago. But don't talk to Randy Orton as if he can't tap into that zone to where he's the Viper again. Like, come on now. I get it, Kevin Owens, he's the brawler. I understand it, but let's not act like we don't know who Randy Orton was and what he could be still in this point of his career. So this approach, I was like, I didn't agree with it. Because I'm like, we know who Randy Orton is. So all in all, Randy Orton really hasn't been winning a lot in these PLEs, if any, outside of that War Games. I'll go Randy Orton. Give Randy Orton the win. I understand you got to put guys over and whatnot. Give Randy Orton the win, because y'all just disrespecting him at this point. Give Randy Orton the win. Next match, we got Seth Rollins going against Bronson Reed. They've been building Bronson Reed up on Raw for the past year or so, I'll say. And it's time to just let him go into that mode. He took out Seth Rollins a few months ago. Seth Rollins came back, cost him a match. So this rivalry been building. We figured it was going to lead to this eventually because, like I said, Bronson Reed took out Seth Rollins with numerous top rope splashes. So I'm glad they finally got this going. Give it to Bronson Reed, man. I'm going with Bronson Reed in this match. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. That's all I'm waiting for in terms of Seth Rollins. So give Bronson Reed this W. We got a women's tag match. We got the champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, going up against Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. Also, we got Piper Niven and Chelsea in the midst. And we got the NXT girls. We got Lash Legend and Shakara Jackson. It's a monumental match because overseas, I think they're in, Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken, for Crown Jewel. The women, y'all know they can't show body or nothing like that. Can't show their stomach, thighs, so they're all going to be covered up. But to have 8 women in a match, that's going to be dope to see. And I'm going with, do you start the Jade Cargill Bianca situation now? Or do you give it to the NXT girls? Like, it's a hot potato champion. Y'all know how I feel about the women's tag titles. It's a hot potato belt. Damn, I'll go with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Give it to the NXT girls. It's a hot potato belt, like what you want me to say. So I'm going with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson on that. U.S. title match, we got LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade in the triple threat match. Of course, I saw this coming. They had the Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, best of 7. They had match 7. LA Knight ruined it, so that's going to lead to a triple threat match. LA Knight title reign hasn't been much. It hasn't been too much. I mean, I'm happy he got the belt. It was a big pop, but it hasn't been much to really, go crazy over. Damn it, give it to Carmelo Hayes. Because this Crown Jewel event, it's like I haven't been tuned in, so I'm saying give it to Carmelo Hayes. Let him win. Triple threat match, let him pin Andrade or let Andrade pin Carmelo Hayes. That leads to a LA Knight rematch. But I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes just because champion versus champion for the Crown Jewel title. Women's, we got Liv Morgan going up against Nia Jax. And for what I've been seeing, because I see different tweets and different videos, of course. A lot of people think this match is going to lead to a women's War Games match. And I thought about it, I said, damn, I forgot they do have a women's War Games as well, not just the men. So, you got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley situation still. You got Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton situation still. This can go either way, honestly. And I don't know what's the big deal about the Crown Jewel title. I guess it's just another title to have so people can purchase probably. Sheesh, I don't know where to go with this match because it could be interference from both sides. You know what I'm saying? It could be interference from both sides. Let's go Nia Jax. It can go either way, though. This one match, I really don't know what can happen. And in the men's, Cody Rhodes going up against Gunther. Personally, I want Gunther to win. That goes without saying. I want Gunther to win. That's my guy. But it can go either way. Of course, Cody Rhodes is the guy, so him having 2 belts would be crazy, but also having Gunther with 2 belts would be crazy. And I love what Gunther said on SmackDown. I love it. Because, you know, Cody Rhodes always on this. I'm the champion. I do stuff the past champions don't do. I do every interview. I do every show. Whoop-de-whoop. And Gunther was like, I could do that. I just say no. I love that response. I could do all the interviews and all this press. I just say no to it. It wasting my time. Like, that's why. So I'm going with Gunther because Gunther my guy over Cody. But it can go either way. The Liv Morgan, Nia Jax can go either way. All these matches can go either way because, like I said to start with, I haven't been paying attention. But I enjoy wrestling so much. All I need is a short video of this week, that week, this week. I can figure out what I want to come up with. So my predictions for Crown Jewel, Randy Orton going up against Kevin Owens. I say give it to Randy Orton. Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed. I'm going with Bronson Reed. Women's tag match. I'm going with the NXT girls, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. U.S. title match, triple threat. I'm going with Carmelo Hayes. Women's Crown Jewel title match. I'm going with Nia Jax. And the men's Crown Jewel title match. I'm going with Gunther.